And I'll take with me the memories to be my sunshine after the rain. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Lucha Underground.
Hey, what is up, you guys? It is Tyler. Welcome back to the Tyler Williams channel. Welcome to your first review, your Thursday morning review of Lucha Underground. Now, as you guys know, one of the most top viewed videos on my channel is a top 10 favorite Lucha Underground characters video from season 1. That is like literally, I think, one of the most viewed videos on my channel. Usually when I do Lucha Underground anything, it gets a good amount of views. I haven't really done a review of the show in like 2-3 seasons. I watched the show, but I just never really found the time or just wanted to really review it. But I'm like, this season I'm going to review it. I don't watch Raw, I don't watch SmackDown. So how about I just start intertwining some aspects of non-WWE wrestling into this channel, like NXT, even though that is technically WWE, it's not the main roster, like NXT, like Lucha Underground, like New Japan Pro Wrestling, and Ring of Honor. Like, if we start intertwining that kind of stuff into the channel, make kind of like a, you know, outside of the WWE walls type of channel, maybe we could grow a bit of reputation for that. So, you know, why not take a crack at it, right? So without further ado, let's get into this review of Lucha Underground Episode 1, El Jefe. So we first start off the show with the funeral of Dario Cueto. As we know, last season he got shot. I'm a bit upset that he's dead. I thought that he was one of, if not the best part of Lucha Underground. He had so much charisma, and, you know, I feel like, I mean, part of the reason why I felt like his character was just so believable and just so awesome is that he's an actor at the end of the day. So it was just so, it was easy to get entranced in the character because it's so easy to follow, in my opinion. And, you know, with Lucha Underground being so cinematically shot and there's a story being told in the background, you follow Dario Cueto throughout his journey in 3 seasons, and now he's dead, and it's like, no! Nah, we got introduced to the new character, Dario Cueto and Matanza Cueto's father, Antonio Cueto, who shows up at the funeral alongside the agent or FBI agent who shot Dario Cueto in season 3's finale. And he's all like, well, you know, Dario Cueto's dead, so we're gonna have to, Antonio's like, I'll reboot Lucha Underground, I'll take over the temple. And he's like, the only reason, and then the agent reveals that Antonio's the one who put the hit out on Dario. Now, I don't know if this was revealed in season 3 because I didn't really get around to watching the whole thing, but I was like, oh, wow. The father put out the hit on son Dario? What the fuck? And then he's like, well, I put it out on him because Dario was weak, unlike his brother Matanza. That's why I raised Matanza to become a god and not Dario. I'm like, damn, cold-blooded and shit. I really hope Dario comes back at some point in the season and kills Antonio now. That being said, Antonio Cueto kind of takes possession of Lucha Underground. The agent says that Dario, that he shouldn't host it at the original temple since that's where Dario died, and it's probably going to be under investigation, so she probably host it at a new temple. My phone's getting a bunch of notifications now. Let me throw it on my bed. Fuck, I hit my laptop. So he's like, well, put it at a new location. And Antonio's like, alright, makes sense. So from there, they head on back. Antonio grabs the key from around Dario's neck. You know, the key that he uses to unlock the cage that Matanza Cueto's in. He takes that key, and from there, the show starts. So the show starts off with a moment of silence for Dario Cueto, as put on by Melissa Santos. It is then cut off by Antonio, who gets into the ring and kicks out the picture of Dario used for the ceremony. I'm like, god damn, hates his son so fucking much. This is like fucking Tekken. It's like, what's his name? Heihachi Mishima and Kazuya. He just hates his son for no reason. Like, the hell. Yeah, I guess we could put Matanza Cueto as like Lars Alexanderson, but if you guys will watch or play Tekken, you'll know what I mean when I say that. Anyway, kicks the picture out. He says that tonight Pentagon Dark will be defending his Lucha Underground Championship in Aztec Warfare. I immediately jumped out of my chair, so hype, because if you ask me, what's your favorite match in all of Lucha Underground? I will instantly tell you it's the Aztec Warfare match from the second season of Lucha Underground. And I probably would say that because I haven't seen most of Season 3 Lucha Underground. But if you ask me, it's the Aztec Warfare 2 from Season 2 of Lucha Underground. I fucking love Aztec Warfare. Everything about it is just amazing. It's basically a fast-paced Royal Rumble match with eliminations by pinfall or submissions instead of over the top rope. And Lucha Underground does it perfectly. WWE somehow manages to fuck up the Royal Rumbles, ever so often. But Lucha Underground always comes in clutch with the Aztec Warfare. So I immediately jumped out of my seat, so excited. It was the first time in a long time I actually marked out. So I was actually pretty amped. We started off with Killshot and the Mac, who are your Lucha Underground Trios champion. Antonio calls them out, says that Dante Fox is absent, and because of such, will be stripped of the Trios Championship. And he says that Killshot and the Mac will first start off the match, and whoever draws number 3 will be their new tag team champion. Out comes Son of Havoc, which is a weird choice because isn't he paired off with Angelico and Ivelisse? I guess not. I guess maybe they broke up or something. I might have missed something from Season 3. Maybe they broke up, or I don't know. Anyway, Son of Havoc comes out, and that's where the match begins. Holy shit, this match was fucking amazing. I wrote down notes. I'm going to be breaking down most of what happens throughout. Okay, so they're battling it out. Nothing really too crazy happens, but they have to equate to each other because now they're tag team partners. But the Mac and Killshot basically go after Son of Havoc in the very beginning. Number 4 comes out, being Joey Ryan. He's always so funny because every single Aztec Warfare he's in, he always has some stupid scheme to try to get himself. Like the second time, he handcuffed himself to a guardrail outside, and that backfired. This time, he handcuffed himself to the top rope in the ring, and I'm like, you dumbass, now everyone's just gonna attack you because now you're stuck to one part of the ring. It's like, if anything, I would have I don't know. If I were Joey Ryan, what I would have did was I would have came out, theme would have hit, entered the ring, immediately exited the ring, went to the back, and waited until number 20 came out, and then come back out. That's what I would have did. But Joey Ryan, he gets stuck in the other side. Number 5 comes out, Mr. Pectacular. Now, I never heard of this guy, or seen this guy, or really know of his any work, but he has a nice physique to him. I can see why they call him Mr. Pectacular. He comes down to the ring, gets himself in a bit of a mix. The Mac and what's his name? The Mac and Killshot go at it. They are going at Son of Havoc. But this leads to Mr. Pectacular getting into the mix. They don't like that, so they end up going at Mr. Pectacular. The Mac hits him with a KO sandwich. And this ends with the Mac rolling up Killshot for the pin. And Killshot's the first one eliminated. After that, the Lucha Underground champion Pentagon Dark comes out. Joey Ryan uncuffs him. I don't remember if Joey Ryan uncuffed himself or if someone uncuffed him or if it broke or something. But Joey Ryan somehow finds his way out of the handcuffs. This leads to Pentagon Dark eliminating Joey Ryan with the pump handle tuck neck breaker, as I call it. I don't know what it's called, but he eliminates Joey Ryan with quick fashion. Son of Havoc starts to come into the fix a little bit more. Pentagon Dark does not really stand for that as he comes back into the fix, because ended up being Son of Havoc and Killshot. Pentagon Dark comes back into the ring, hits Killshot with a super kick, and follows it up with a pile driver. Oh, whoops, my bad. Killshot rolled up the Mac in the beginning. I had it reversed. Pentagon Dark then eliminated Killshot here for the pin. Number 7 comes out, Tommy fucking Dreamer. I was so amped to see this. I go to Tommy Dreamer's House of Hardcore show mostly every single time in Philadelphia. So seeing this and knowing that Aztec Warfare is usually an Extreme Rules based match, I was immediately amped up. And as Tommy Dreamer would do, he goes to the ring, goes underneath the ring, pulls out weapons, he pulls out trash can, pulls out the lid, pulls out a cookie sheet, pulls out chair, pulls out a kendo. Excuse me, sorry about that. Pulls out a kendo stick, gets into the ring. He starts battling it out with Pentagon Jr. I'm used to calling him Pentagon Jr. I'm sorry. Pentagon Dark kind of gets him away for a little bit. He then hits a super kick onto Mr. Spectacular for the pin. Second elimination for Pentagon Jr. Damn it. I'm gonna have a hard time not calling him Pentagon Jr. Pentagon Dark. I'm just gonna call him Pentagon. Pentagon eliminates Mr. Spectacular. And then Tommy Dreamer and Pentagon go at it. This leads to them going up the ramp. In the midst of this, number 8 comes out. Mariposa. Not Peligrosa. You know, Rosa Mendez's entrance. No, Mariposa. I'm getting it mixed up now. Fuck. Mariposa comes out. Tommy Dreamer, in the midst of this, gets Pentagon back into the ring for a Tree of Woe position. Puts the trash can near his head and launches himself for that drop kick into the trash can into Pentagon's head. You guys know how Tommy Dreamer does it. Yeah, I shouldn't have to explain this to you. Anyway, at one point, Pentagon Jr. went for a plancha. Tommy Dreamer hit him with a kendo stick shot onto the outside. This is when they start to go up the ramp some more. Tommy Dreamer, somehow, I don't know where he got this from. He gets a sack full of thumbtacks, puts it on the bleachers, but it backfires as Pentagon spears him onto the thumbtacks. And then we get back into the ring. Mariposa is going at Son of Havoc, but Son of Havoc ricochet cutters himself off the rope. You know, he does the whole dive into the ropes with his arms, and he ricochets himself back into position for a cutter. He did that onto Mariposa for the win. A lot of these eliminations were going by just like that, so you got to pay attention, otherwise you miss it. I turned my back for 1 second. I missed elimination. I had to rewind. Anyway, Pentagon gets Tommy Dreamer back into the ring, hits him with a double foot stomp for the pin. That's Pentagon's 3rd elimination, I believe. Then a guy by the name of Vinny Marsaro comes out number 9. The guy comes out, I guess he's just a stereotypical Italian guy. Comes to the ring with a full sweatsuit on. At the ramp is a pizza guy who delivers a pizza to him. I immediately fall in love with Vinny because we both have a love for pizza. He refuses to pay the pizza guy and throws him down to the ring. He gets a slice of pepperoni pizza, and I instantly dislike him because I'm not a fan of pepperoni. Pentagon's like, the fuck is this bullshit? Hits him with a super kick and then a tuck neckbreaker. It pins Vinny. 4th elimination for Pentagon. Number 10 comes out, and it is Hernandez. What else Hernandez been for the past 3 seasons? I only remember seeing Hernandez in season 1. Now, I might be mistaken. Maybe Hernandez was in season 3, but I haven't seen Hernandez in either 2 or 3. So, you know, I guess glad to see him back. Gets to the ring, immediately slaps the dog shit out of Pentagon Jr. This slap was loud as shit, just right in the face. Pentagon doesn't appreciate that very much. Immediately super kicks him to the leg, breaks the arm of Hernandez for the pin. Hernandez only lasted like 1 minute in this match, which I found very funny. What a return. Anyways, I think that's like Pentagon's 5th elimination. Son of Havoc and Pentagon start battling it out. Son of Havoc goes for a ricochet cutter, but Pentagon counters it into a backstabber for another elimination. That's like number 6 at this point. Pentagon is just on a fucking roll. I'm like, I think everyone's about to be eliminated by Pentagon at this point. But then out comes the equalizer, Johnny Mundo. As you guys know, if you guys watched my list of top 10 favorite Lucha Underground characters, Johnny Mundo is my number 1. If I had to make a list now, I don't know if Johnny Mundo will still be number 1, but he would be probably in that top 3 range because I've always been a big fan of John Morrison, so he will always be in that top 3 range. He comes out, and I wrote down, finally someone who stands a chance. The two go at it until number 12 comes out. It was going to be Angelico, but the door just closes right back. I just thought that was kind of funny. And instead, out comes Ricky Mundo, and I thought it was, I'd never seen this guy before. Must have been from season 3. So Ricky Mundo comes out with this creepy ass looking doll, and apparently on commentary it's a admirer or a apprentice of Johnny Mundo. He idolized him so much that he changed his last name to Mundo. So Ricky Mundo and Johnny Mundo end up teaming up on Pentagon Jr. They hit a nice tag team move, but only for a 2 count. Ricky goes for the roll-up onto Johnny, and he doesn't really like that shit too much. So Johnny immediately hits his signature neckbreaker onto Ricky Mundo and eliminates him. Number 13 comes out, and that is Phoenix. He comes into the fix with Johnny Mundo and Pentagon, and they start making an impact. They have some nice triple threat action until number 14 comes out, being Jeremiah Crane. For all of you who don't know who Jeremiah Crane is, that is Sami Callihan. He comes into the ring with the chair, and he starts going out on everybody. He plants the chair in the middle of the ring, hits a release suplex onto Phoenix. It was supposed to be onto the chair, but he missed. So he goes for the pin, and he kicks out because it wasn't on the chair. Like, he barely even touched the chair. But in the midst of this, number 15 comes out, Mil Muertes. You guys know the impact this guy has on Lucha Underground. And he comes out with Katrina's sexy ass, as always. Comes down to the ring. He bulldozes everybody. Everyone gets back up, and they're like, alright, we gotta get this motherfucker out of here. Everybody goes at Mil Muertes. Everyone takes turns. They send him into Phoenix. Phoenix kicks Mil. You guys know they have history. Phoenix kicks Mil on the back of the head. Hits this really sick leap from outside the ring to the middle rope. Then leaps from the middle rope to the top rope into a 180 style foot stomp. That was fucking sick. I thought that was fucking sick. Hits a stomp onto the back of Mil Muertes for the pin. I was like, damn, Mil got in and out of the ring. I was like, wow, they eliminated Mil. They did Mil dirty here. I thought this man was probably going to win. He got eliminated not even before number 16 came out. And Katrina looked at Mil, and she looked pissed. And she just walked off. I was like, damn, Mil ain't getting shit from Katrina tonight. No lick of death, no blow of death, nothing from Katrina tonight. So, yeah, Mil's not going to be getting wet at all. I guess Katrina doesn't need to. Anyway, so number 16 is Daga, who comes out with Cobra Moon. I remember not liking Cobra Moon at all in Season 2 Lucha Underground, so hopefully she has improved. Daga comes into the fold. He starts doing his thing. He's getting very high praise from Vampiro on commentary. I don't really remember thinking Daga was all that good a wrestler when I first watched Lucha Underground, so maybe he improved. I don't know. Then number 17 comes out, Chavo Guerrero. He comes down to the ramp. Well, comes down the steps. It's not a ramp, it's the steps. Comes down the steps, starts jaw-jacking and distracting Jeremiah Crane, which leads to him being pump handle tuck neckbreakered by Pentagon for the elimination. This is either number 7 or number 8. I can't even count. Pentagon is just on a fucking roll. In the midst of this, Chavo Guerrero takes advantage of a vulnerable Phoenix who sees this, hits him with a brainbuster for the pin, and now Phoenix is eliminated by Chavo. Johnny gets into the ring with Daga. The two start going at it. He puts Daga on the middle rope, and this is really cool because he had Daga positioned on the middle rope. He slides under Daga for like an innovative German suplex from the middle rope. And in the midst of this, he drop kicked Cobra Moon on the outside. You'd have to see it to believe it. You have to see this to really get what I'm saying here. Otherwise, it just sounds like, what the fuck are you talking about? He does all of that and gets back into the ring and hits Daga with the End of the World Starship Pain for the elimination. Now Daga's out. Number 18 comes out, King Cuerno. Haven't seen this guy in a while, so I was happy to see him. Definitely grew his hair out. He makes an impact in here for a while. Then number 19 comes out, and Dranga Azteca Jr. In the midst of this, Cobra Moon comes back out. And not with Daga, but with a guy under the name of Vibra. And I know him best as Luchasaurus. So I'm just going to call him the Luchasaurus. So she comes out with Luchasaurus, who comes into the ring. It choke slams Johnny Mundo. And he starts laying into him as number 20 comes out as Marty the Moth. I remember this guy very fondly. Pretty big fan of Marty the Moth. So, tombstone from Luchasaurus onto Johnny Mundo. Marty the Moth then goes for the pin, which leads it down to King Azteca Jr. and Chavo in the ring. Chavo Guerrero gets Azteca Jr. down, goes for a frog splash, but is pushed off the rope by King Cuerno, who hits a frog splash of his own onto Azteca Jr. for the pin. It now comes down to 4 men. Marty the Moth Pentagon Dark, Chavo Guerrero, and King Cuerno. Chavo Guerrero and King Cuerno start going at it. Pentagon Jr. and Mighty Moth start going at it, kind of intertwines with each other as King Cuerno goes back into the fold with Pentagon Dark. Chavo stops King Cuerno from hitting his finisher in order to hit the finisher onto King Cuerno for the pin, which makes it comes down to Marty, Pentagon, and Chavo. I was not expecting Chavo to make it to the final three, but hey, you know. Cool, I guess. Pentagon Jr. makes quick work of Chavo Guerrero after this elimination. Hits him with 2 super kicks for the pin, which makes it come down to Marty the Moth and Pentagon Jr. And these two battled it out. Every single 2 count felt like a new champion or retained. There was one point where Marty the Moth hit a elevated DDT on a Pentagon Jr. and I thought it was it. But literally at .99, Pentagon kicked out and I was like, holy shit. He hit a curb stomp. Pentagon kicked out. Pentagon hit a backstabber. Marty kicked out. They were just going at it. Heavy strikes, heavy kicks. Pentagon then, from out of nowhere, hit a Canadian Destroyer onto Marty. Followed it up with a Packard's Pile Driver for the pin, retaining the Lucha Underground Championship and breaking Marty's arm after the match for what was a great match. Dave Meltzer better give this shit 5 stars. Nah, let me not say 5 stars. 4.5 at the most. At the most, 4.5. Just the great stuff by Lucha Underground immediately out the gate for season 4. So already loving this. Antonio comes out, says, you know, if this was Dario, he would immediately put you into the match after defending your title, but I am more of a better booker than he is. So celebrate now because next week you will be facing Matanza Cueto. Why did I say it like that? Matanza Cueto for the Lucha Underground Championship, and the crowd pops as we go off air. So that sets up Matanza versus Pentagon Jr. in a, what seems to be, I believe, a Ultima Lucha rematch. Excited for that. But yeah, that was Lucha Underground. Very much a good show. Just slightly better than NXT. Not putting down NXT at all. It was a good show, but I think this was slightly better. Very much looking forward to Wednesday Wars between NXT and Lucha Underground. So, yeah. That was it. Thank you guys for watching this review. Love you guys as always, and I will talk to you all later. Peace out. Chavo gets King. I said King Azteca Jr. What the hell? Gets. Like, I think he's Prince Azteca Jr. No, I think is it Prince Azteca Jr.? I don't know. It's something Azteca. I just said it a few minutes ago. He gets Azteca Jr. up for the pin. What? No. Chavo gets King down. King Cuerno gets Chavo gets blah, blah, blah. King Cuerno gets Azteca Jr. down. First review, your Thursday morning review of Lucha Underground. That was so weird. I hope I cut that part of the video. I might just leave it in for a gag. King Cuerno gets Azteca Jr. down. I don't remember how, but he gets Azteca Jr. down. He looks to go for a frog splash, but Chavo pushes him off the rope. No. Chavo gets King Cuerno down. Oh my god. The fuck? Chavo Guerrero. What the fuck? Yo, I can't fucking say this shit. What the fuck, man? This better be a blooper. And it was. It was a blooper. Good night, everybody.